Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching the Paranormal Dolls. My co host, Sarah Garcia, or Moon Girl, as more commonly known, she is traveling. I swear she travels more than I change underwear, but that's okay. No, we're wishing her all the best and hope she has a lot of fun and enjoys herself and comes back with good old stories about the paranormal.
Yes.
So today we have a beautiful mom and daughter, if I believe correctly, and Rosie and Emma from
Hi.
the Ghoul Gang. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. It's
Yes.
a pleasure to have teams and people from other parts of the world
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
because
Family.
right, exactly. We're united, right? We're supposed to be
100%. Yeah.
united.
Yes.
So and help each other and collaborate, and not only that, but you guys can say something that can help somebody on this side and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. It's always helping each other. It's just there for each other, isn't it?
Of
It's
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for
Yes.
for about as well. So yeah.
We're all here for the same thing.
exactly.
Why would you not help one another?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, either one of you tell us about you so the audience can get to know each and every one of you.
Yeah.
But you go first.
You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
youngest one goes first.
Yeah, the youngest
Yes.
one goes first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it always started. I think watching scary movies from the start. Like, yes, Mum let me watch scary movies from this height. Obviously, it started with Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Got to start with Scooby Doo as a kid. As you get on older, you're then obviously venturing into the 12s and the 15-year-old films. And I knew then that's when I was a weirdo, that I just belonged to that scary movie world. And I was just like, I absolutely love this. And then get a little bit older. I got to the age of 18. My friend was like, "Oh, what? Like a real
Does
ghost
it
hunt?"
exist?
Like, okay, well, where is it? So we live in Southampton on the south coast of the UK. So we've got the Isle of Wight, which is literally opposite us, little island. And she was like, it's over there. It's an old mental asylum. She had the lady that was running it had one of her relatives that used to be in the asylum, but they're now bulldozing it down to be flats. But before they can do it, they got in to do a ghost hunt. I was like, okay, fair enough. All you got to do is pay for it, pay for your ferry, and then you just got to pay for accommodation. I was like, all right then. We got there during the day. It was about 2:30 in the afternoon. We got there. You're allowed to have like a look around at the outside. And I was like, oh my God, my scary movie has come real. Like, this is amazing. As a woman would say, I'm wetting my pants over this. I was like, it's amazing. So I went for dinner. I was like, oh my God, when can we get in there? It's like, starts at 8. So it's like, get in there. And it had like ivy growing inside. It had beds still in there. Real creepy. And I was the gutsy one to go on my own. They had a camera down the end filming me. They said it had a red light on it, so you'll see the red light. It's fine. It's not the devil eye. And I'm sat on the floor and I'm calling out. I had a dictaphone next to me. And all I felt was these arms come out of the wall and grab me, like to pull me in for the wall. I was gone. I was absolutely pelting it down. The video footage, I've never seen the video footage, and I wish I could, but you would have just seen me run past it screaming. I had to get 2 corridors across to get to the team. And I could hear them faintly, so I knew they were there, but that was it. I caught the paranormal bug. It's where I belonged. And then I joined a couple of groups. We went on like just like investigations with other teams as like junior investigators. And then I was just like, this needs to be my passion. And I can't afford to not work during the day, during the week. So I was like, it's a Monday to Saturday thing. And that was it. Other teams started, then the Ghoul Gang started. Yeah. I've had many experiences through my time. And unfortunately, I fell ill, 2-3 years ago. I developed psoriatic arthritis. So I carry my dad's gene. So I've got
Mhm.
psoriasis on my body, got the arthritis to go with it, like my shard finger. We call it the shard finger. It doesn't straighten up anymore. Since then, my senses then heightened. That
Mhm.
was just I could already see bits and bobs of people's shadows, but as soon as my weakness started, that's when
It really took hold.
yeah, like people were exposing themselves to me, the dead, obviously not the living. Definitely not the living.
But visions of Flasher Max now.
Yeah, oh my God. It'd be like one of those boxing matches, like. Oh my God. But yeah, that is literally just where it all started. Was a kid up till now. The Ghoul Gang. I've added the word medium to the end of my name on my Facebook page now, because the training that I've gone through, again, everyone has that medium. Everyone has it. It's when you then have that sensitive weakness into you that it hypens up. I'm getting a lot stronger in myself. So I'm now getting that stronger energy of communicating and helping people with their loved ones on the past. I've done a couple of readings, haven't I?
One of them was quite inopportune. Yeah.
One of them was a random, very, very random person. Don't know the person. We were at a location that was open to the public, and who I believe is my spirit guide, her name is Violet, and she was talking to me, and she just literally said, "Give it to him. Give it to him." I'm talking to her, going, "He doesn't believe this. He really doesn't. He's not going to." And so I asked him, and I explained, someone's here. Are you happy? Okay for me to say it? Yeah. Have you got a scar on your right leg? Yeah. I said, well, that's why, I'm talking to you, because it's your nan. And he's like, what? But the trouble is, I can't see him because he's round the corner.
Couldn't tell you now what he looks like.
No, I cannot tell you. It's pitch black. We only literally had little tea light candles on, and he was just literally everything was bang on to his family. And it got down to the point that he needed to make bread, and he confirmed that his nan worked in a bakery and he would help her. And I said that she just wants you to make bread. And
couldn't even tell you his name.
No, I actually have a video. I actually come across the video the other day, and I there was the name on there when I watched it. His name's Darren, but I can't tell you his last name. So hi Darren, if you're watching.
It's a random man in the middle of a field.
Ooh, that sounds mysterious.
We know what to get up to on a Friday night.
It is.
Oh, she's had a date with somebody I didn't know. No, didn't see her.
Not even in my videos. I can't get you. I don't have a picture of his foot, but my cameramanship is bad.
Yeah. We're technophobes.
Yes. Oh, but that's me. That's my little story. There's loads of stuff I can go through this evening with you for that. So
we will. So, Mom.
So I've always believed, going back to a little girl, I think my nan, we come from Romany Gypsy side. It's Romany Gypsy blood. And I used to say it to my nan's a lot when I was little, and she would always say these little things, and it used to scare the living daylights out of me. I'd been under the duvets sort of thing. And then as I got a little bit older, you think, oh, okay. She used to say she could see somebody stood on that step, and so I did believe, but I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want it touching me. I didn't want to hear it, but I believed. I wasn't skeptic. And my dad passed in 2010, and we were over by a river. There was quite a large group of us, and we were lighting these Chinese lanterns, the ones that they're banned over here now. And we'd written messages on there to loved ones. And it was literally, it was like somebody went straight down the back of my spine, the length of it. There were some little kids around, so I turned around thinking it was one of them, and nobody was near me. Nobody had been near me.
Kept all the kids back.
And I think from that point then, it was like, okay, I can do this. And then we went on I went on my first ghost hunt with you to a place called Wimmering Manor in Portsmouth, supposedly the most haunted location in the south. It's in the Doomsday Book. And I think it's all sort of hype, isn't it? And a bloody good time. And excuse me. So we just kept going to more. You obviously joined a couple of groups that came along on some investigations. I've had my hair pulled in a church whilst doing the Gans.
I did ask them to do it as well, and it happened.
It was like, whoa, okay. And
that's how come she's cut her hair short. I know.
Yes, that's what it is.
I knew it.
And then obviously during lockdown we couldn't see each other.
No.
Although we worked together in public, we couldn't see each other, so we all sort of went on different walks and things, and then the Ghoul Gang was born. As soon as we could go out and about.
We went to a place called the Mausoleum, which was where we did our global ghost hunt.
Oh, cool.
Again, been there many of times. But we just, our little group, our little team back here in the UK, again, helped us out on many of things. But our little team's like 7 of us, isn't there?
Yes, 7, yeah.
And we just love going out doing our hobby. So
I believe that when there's events like that, the energy just unites. With all the other teams and all the other members. So it's kind of like a sum of all the energies of all the investigators. So it's easier to communicate, and it's easier for them to reach out.
Yes.
100%.
No, we have a fantastic little team, don't we? We're a bit depleted at the moment because one's in the army, so he's off on location, shall we say? But he'll be back soon, so hopefully, sort of come springtime for us, then we'll be back out in force and doing. I mean, we go out anyway, don't we? We go and do things.
We'll go and do a little investigation with ourselves. We've got a couple of our friends that like going out as well.
Right.
So we'll do a couple of cemeteries. Very, very respectful. No Ouija boards. Literally just the little famous cat balls, little flashing balls. We'll do the Gansfield. Is what we like.
People like that.
But other than that, we don't really dowels and rods. We'll do some dowels and rods and some crystals there. But the cemeteries, the last cemetery that we just went to was a very, very different style of investigation.
It was new for us. Yes,
because the cemetery that we went to, each and every single one of us that went had someone that was there. So, as in, they were buried there. There was always a connection to every single one of us. And
we've never done it because we've always been so respectful of not wanting to interrupt anything, you know, and seem a bit ghoulish. But one of our friends that wanted to come sort of said, could we go there? Rosie has quite a personal connection in there. So I sort of did check that you were okay to do it. And it was fantastic. It was absolutely. I think we've left some cat balls around there. I wasn't going marching around for.
It was the coldest night of the year. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and we're like, if they're not going to set them off, I can't find them. They can enjoy them through the night. It's fine.
But it was really good location, wasn't it?
It was.
Definitely. Probably wouldn't do it too much because of it being quite. People are still being buried in there, and be a bit respectful.
And that's what I explained to one of the other ladies that's never really been on an investigation before. We started them off light, but I actually said this is actually more creepy for me, not because of the personal story that I have there, but I explained to her that we can investigate people that are thousands of years in the past, 200 years in the past, but we're connecting with people who
have just passed.
And that was I don't know why. I don't know why it was a bit. I just felt personally just a little creeped out by it, and I've never really felt that in my time.
I actually, when I read for someone and they tell me somebody just passed away, I tell them, wait at least 6 months to a year, and then we could, let them go up there, let them go, let them run their whole life.
But it was really interesting because one of the people buried in there used to run the post office shop with sweets. So a couple of the people that were with us grew up around that shop and buying their sweets there, and they knew him. And there was an area for cremation, so for ashes, and some for burial. And we were asking the question, were you cremated? Were you buried? So we could see if we could find him. We didn't get an answer, but all of a sudden you had the urge to...
I needed to walk away because my fingers and my fingertips were burning and really, really itchy. So I have allergies to fish and kiwi. And I'm like, well, I haven't touched fish or kiwi. I've got gloves on because it's freezing cold. You know, they've not long just been washed, but it's the same washing powder as I always use. And I went and ended up, I started walking. One of the other ladies came with us because she was the one to show me one of her partner's granddad and nan. So I'm like, okay, let's go here. Well, it ended up being the cremation area. And I'm then looking at her partner's nan and granddad, and I'm like, oh, bless them. And I literally looked down at my feet, and it was my friend who, what happened there? It was my friend with his granddad. And I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even know where he was laid to rest. And
then you went home.
Then I went home, took my gloves off. I literally did my nails that day. Bright red. And I have pictures, I'll send them to you later. And my fingernails on my left hand looked like they'd all been scorched. And there were like black soot all over them. But my right hand was clean. My gloves were clean because they were white inside. I hadn't put my hands in anything that I shouldn't have. It was just really weird. I can't tell you what it is, but
it was a sign that he was cremated.
So that was.
And then when you woke up the next morning, it had gone.
Yeah, I tried getting it off, couldn't get it off. Next morning, it's disappeared, gone.
Yeah.
So lucky enough, I took pictures. I showed you straight away.
You did, yeah.
And I was like, right, night now.
Oh, it was amazing. It was right by the kebab and burger van as well.
Yeah. Best kebab and burger van.
It just makes me laugh thinking back now. Someone drunk would have gone to that burger van at about 2:00 in the morning, and there our cat balls might have been flashing in the cemetery.
That'd be fine. That'd be fine.
Yeah, they might have. Well, you may have helped somebody stop drinking.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, Lord. So what made you start this group? I know you said you were in others, or just...
Yeah, so the other groups, they're absolutely fine. I think so. Some things went on, but it was just time to move on personally. Right. And that's when I obviously started going out.
COVID.
Yeah, it was during COVID when it happened. So I couldn't really go out much. My partner become my walking buddy. Obviously, we were allowed to go for an exercise walk
for 1 hour.
That was our rules over here. So I don't know what the rules were in America for that. But
I don't know. We didn't even get that. It was locked down, and you were allowed to go food shopping, but you had to order online and just pick it up.
Wow.
So there was a lot of
Oh my God, we were still working,
yes,
because we work within the NHS, so we were still working. We weren't front line, we were behind the scenes, but hats off to those ones for front line. But yeah, we were allowed 1 hour walk, so the mausoleum become our exercise walk with a little ghost hunt going through. Just stop here for 10 minutes, having a 10-minute sit break.
But it's in our location.
It is in our
area.
Yeah. But I actually think I got the best bit of evidence that I captured. It was just me and my partner. It wasn't visible. It is a personal kind of story with Amy. I was doing my family tree, and my partner was doing the Gansfield. He didn't really know about my family tree because, he's just like, as a man, it's one ear through and one out the ear. So he wasn't really listening to the names I was capturing on my family tree. And he went on the Gansfield. The location there it's known to the previous landowner didn't like gypsies. Right. And as Mum said earlier, we are descended from Romany gypsies.
Me too, by the way.
And I come across the lady called Amy Light, which you knew of the name.
I knew the name, yeah.
You all knew the name, but I didn't. So I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. We finally got a picture of her as well. And my partner on the Gansfield shouted out her name. And I was like, But as he did that, I needed to turn around because someone was coming up behind me. As soon as I then turned behind me, I turned back to him, and he then shouted out the F word. But it was like he shouted it out like
you've been caught.
And I was like, I think he said shout out, hit over the head. Was it hit over the head or bash over the head?
Yeah.
And I was like, were you going to hit me over the head? And it just turned a little bit,
bit sinister.
Very, very. And I was like, right, we're gonna stop it now. Because I'm like, and I think he shouted out Amy. I think she may have been there.
Maybe
protection. But as soon as he said her name, I needed to turn around because I felt it. But yeah, and I think that's just an amazing bit of capture for personal for me.
Yeah. Right.
He's here. She's listening and she's around and she's protecting.
She's looking after you.
Yeah. And but the mausoleum is where it all started.
So of course we had to do Global Ghost Hunt there.
Yes.
Of course.
It was off the chart, wasn't it?
The best night I've ever had.
Ever. We couldn't keep up with the camera.
Yeah.
It was literally, I know we had an electrical storm coming.
Right.
So it was brewing. And so obviously that helps things along a little bit.
Yeah.
It was amazing. We just could not keep up with the activity that night.
No. They know what the equipment, how to work the equipment there. They know I can put a cat ball down and I can say it's a cat ball because they go straight to it.
Yeah.
And I'll change the positions of the cat balls around to make sure, and I'll turn them on and off to make sure they're none of them the dodgy ones, and I'll lay them all around, and you can ask for that one to go off and it'll go off. And we then had it right at the end. It was like it was going up the steps.
Yeah.
All right, can you come back down the steps? It was coming back down the steps to each cat ball. And it's just like, you can't. I can't even make that. I couldn't even explain it.
No.
Yeah.
And I think right at the beginning as well, which we weren't filming because it's before we went live, we've got an old-fashioned oil lamp and we put a candle in it and a name came up because my son was with us as well, Ryan. So he seems to have he's quite sensitive as well. Yeah, he's sort of quite new to it. And he came up with a name. So we were calling the name out and we asked her to blow the candle out. And she literally took the flame right down. And then it went
back up again.
No one caught it.
No, we were like,
we were like,
yeah. Isn't it terrible that the best parts are the ones that wait, did that really happen? And nobody's filming.
Yes.
Not a single soul.
Yeah.
Everybody's just their mouths are completely open.
Yep.
Hanging out. You're just looking like, wow.
What just happened?
Needless to say, we're going to try that again. We may not be so lucky, but it was.
You never know, right?
You never know. It was.
They already know you, so
they don't like you.
They don't like me. Like I don't egg them on. I don't heckle them. I'm very respectful, but it gets activity. It gets to know them a bit more.
You get called the B word a lot.
I get called the B word.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
at least it isn't the C word. It's okay.
Lucky enough, we haven't had that one dropped
Not
yet.
there.
Well, they could really just mean it as Babe in total control of herself.
Yeah.
Instead of
the
negative on it. So
yeah.
I mean,
Definitely. God, it's just an amazing place.
Yes. I want to go now. No, we've got work tomorrow.
Oh, Lord. So what other places have you gone that,
Oh, God.
We do Fort Whitley.
Yeah.
Which are the underground tunnels in Portsmouth. Okay. So part of the old defences on the south coast. And we get some cracking stuff down there. There's lots of banging and footsteps we hear.
Him marching.
You took an amazing photo a couple of times ago. It was just like an old gentleman. There's a set of spiral stairs in the middle.
So you got all these tunnels leading to. Well, you got 4 tunnels.
Yeah.
3 tunnels, sorry, leading to the set of spiral stairs in the middle. And you can go down 2 of them.
And it's like he was sat at the bottom of the stairs on his desk, like this. But it's like you could even see the old woolen tank top
Yeah.
Wow.
With the pattern on it. It was
I took
wow.
3 photos.
Yeah.
In one single shot.
Right.
And the second photo, it's gone. But then the second photo, he's back again, but not at the desk. He's just stood up. So it's like...
But we've never really investigated around the stairs. So we're going back there in April. So I think that's definitely...
Yeah.
Ooh, sounds good. Yes,
as long as the goats don't make an appearance.
Oh, the goats. They got goats that are up on top of the parade ground. And they're just amazing. But if you go up on the top parade ground...
you see these shadows coming.
Yeah, you haven't got your torches on. You could just see the eyes just staring at you. You're like, yeah, the goats are out. We'll leave you in peace. I've done 30 East Drive.
Yes, you have.
Which is the Black Monk House in Pontefract in Yorkshire. That's famous for the monk who is supposedly to have dragged Diane up the stairs and haunted her in her bedroom.
I don't know if you've seen the film When the Lights Go Out.
Yeah,
it's that house.
Yeah,
I've not been.
I've been there 3 times, and all 3 times I never slept. Like it's a sleepover one as well. It's a B&B, so
right.
as a B&B. Obviously, if you want to sleep, you sleep. But I stayed on top of the landing the last time or the second time, and there's a vortex on top of there because your equipment will go chronic. And sleeping, you can feel that vibration energy from it. And you can't sleep from it.
But it's what you said. You think there's something there,
but
100%, not what.
But not.
What was originally there
is what was meant to be there. So there is that hype of, oh my god, I'm going to get dragged up the stairs. So I don't believe that is there anymore. That's gone. That was to do with the Pritchard family. But what's there now? You can feel it. The dad died in the bathroom, and I feel you can feel his presence because I didn't want to go to the toilet during the night. And the group that was like, just go to the toilet, will you? And I was like, okay.
Can you come with me? Just head right.
That's normally me.
Yeah, but the place I will always tell people to go and investigate it because you will get every night's different. You're going to have a fat night. Excuse the pun. You're also going to have a dead night. Right. So you're going to have but you could also have an amazing night as well. So every night's different. So anyone watching 30 East Drive, do it. It's good.
We had one back in May that we went to. We were so lucky. No group had ever been in there before. And we managed to get our foot in the door.
We did.
Unfortunately, I don't think any of us will get to go back because they've changed hands. It's a charity. It's called the Merchant's House. So it was a silk merchant in Marlborough, in Wiltshire, in Southampton, England. And it's 17th century, I want to say.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And we had, again, the good old cat balls. And we went into one room and it didn't like the men in there.
No.
So we chucked all the men out and we had women just sat round.
Yeah.
And then we had cat balls placed on chairs, sort of like auditorium chairs. And you would hear a creak and then the cat ball would go off. So like someone had sat or jumped on the chair and it was going round.
It would go round
the room and we had them going in tandem and it was so cool.
And then I would ask other questions to it and it just stopped. And then I asked another question and then it would go again. So it's because obviously we're using it for our yes and no answers.
Right.
I was explaining
it was little children, wasn't it?
It was definitely children in that room. And they did say that was the room that the women used to work in. Or or they believed that is a women's room because the edging, they still had the 17th century wall paintings, which they were excavating, and it was to do with apple and pears and cherries around.
I can't remember that.
I'm a history buff, so I literally soak that history in. It's to do with the cherries around the top of like the skirting of the painting,
right?
And they say that could be the woman room where they were. So,
but it was an amazing location. From the outside, it just looked like this little chocolate box shop.
Yeah.
It went up, it went back, it went down.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Yeah,
it was like Willy Wonka's like factory walking in.
And there was one room. They call it the panel room, all the old wooden panels around, and the wooden floor literally all went like that as well. Yeah. And again, we had some lights going, and we double checked it wasn't car lights and things like that.
Right.
But we could sort of see these lights every now and then. So, but the creaking of the chairs was brilliant.
We did go there a previous time before we did our investigations, because we have to do our risk assessments for our insurance company.
That's the one time we did do it.
That's the one time we
did but you do have to do some.
Yeah. We didn't really do like we did a mini investigation, but we were actually there for 4 hours, like looking at the walls and the art, like
and just
the architecture, just feeling.
Right.
And I walked into the panel room and I was like, well, this ain't that room. Like the woman's just looking at me like, and she knows the building like the back of her hand. And I was like, this isn't the room. Like, this isn't right. And I was like, no, but I couldn't get my word out. And I was doing this, like, making it smaller. And we went that night for our investigation. And she went, how did you know that wasn't the room? And I said, well, I then knew it was shorter. It was smaller room.
Right.
And she went, well, there's the original photo of the panel room. And it was half the size.
Yeah.
They had knocked a wall down to make it the room it is now.
Right.
But I knew you could... Well, as I walked in through that doorway, that was there was a wall there. It wasn't, So, but what it is now is 10 times bigger. So, but the sensors kicked in. So, were working, they were good.
The house was amazing.
But we've done prisons as well.
Yeah, we've done prisons.
We've done Shepton Mallet. I've done Shrewsbury Prison.
Yeah.
So they're 2 prisons that aren't in use anymore. They were amazing. But the last one I fell down the stairs on the last one, my own fault. Banged my head on the railing,
took the paint off.
Yeah. So, but that was my last time in prison.
Honestly, you can't take her anywhere.
No. I could see this. I could see you getting really excited and going off on your own. And like when everybody says, don't go in there, you're like running to go in there. I could just tell. But
I'm sprinting towards it. Like if they say don't run into those woods, I'm skipping, singing a little like a song, like where do I go?
I'm telling you, but that's the way to do it though. Because that's when you get the real interesting stuff.
Yes. It's like we always say to our guests, if you're feeling comfortable where you are, if you feel like you could go to sleep,
move,
get out of there. Like they're in there, but if you want to be scared, go to where you feel uneasy. Right. And if you want that scare factor, go in there. Next minute they come running out. Job done.
Exactly. I will go and walk around a cemetery on my own.
Yes.
Okay, they're over there, but I'll walk off and do my thing. As soon as I come in home, the lights are on. I'm running up the stairs, switch the light on. Can't do it in my own home. Weird.
No, because mum, dad's in bed, dog's in bed, and you're on your own.
And I'm upstairs. Yeah. But there is a reason for that, I think, because where our house is, it was where the ladies used to repair the Spitfires in the war. So we're on the old airfield, and we've had some things happen. I mean, when you were little, and particularly my son, he'd say, the old lady sat on the windowsill, keeps telling me what trousers to put on. And we're like, what are you on about? It's a new house.
It's a brand new house.
Brand new house. Yeah. And then you would say things.
Yep.
And our Remembrance Day, not just gone the one before, I was sat here sort of quite early in the morning. And it's like a flashing cat ball, but it's a dog ball, a rubber one.
Right.
And it was halfway across the floor. This ball just starts flashing. And I'm like, nope, too early in the day. Just do one. And this thing just kept going and going. Yeah. And I showed you later on in the day that you physically had to throw this ball down to make it go.
Yeah. Right.
Put it in the middle of the carpet and off it went again.
Yeah.
And that was on Remembrance Day, 11th of November. And it's not done it again since.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's obviously to do with the women.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that helped with the Spitfires.
Well, I could understand that because my house is from 1900. that's when it was put on the records. But
Wow.
you know, you could see the walls and everything. The windows, I still have some windows that have the original glass, and they're the wavy glass and the whole thing. I'm like, yeah. So I know. And,
That's amazing.
We love good architecture.
Oh yes.
it's haunted. Let's just say that. But you know, I made a deal with them. They don't bother anybody from the second floor down. They could stay in the attic.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah, I like it.
You know, there was one that was trying to convince my youngest son a while back that he could do whatever he wanted. He wasn't going to get in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had a chat with that one, and that one left.
Yeah.
Bye.
So long. See ya. Okay, guys, come and pick him up.
Oh,
But
God.
no, seriously, this
Wow.
we could all coinsist, but
God.
But we just take random places and
Yeah.
just like you say, you go out for a lot of drives in the car and come across these places. There's the heritage one at Knowlton Church. It's like church ruins, but there's a lot of ley lines.
There's 11 complete ley lines.
Yeah.
11. Like and it was a plague pit as well. It's Neolithic. It is just
amazing.
History is just amazing. But then people that don't do what we do will go there to stargaze. So you do get different a range of different people going there.
Right.
But you'll come across people and you'll start chatting to people because I'm a social butterfly, so I'll start chatting to anyone. And then they'll be like, well, you say that, I don't really believe, but then this happened. I'm like, oh yeah, so did that happen last time? So is that a coincidence? But
that's a really cool place.
Yeah, it is. Just if you're ever in the UK, Knowlton Church,
down here we don't ever see the Northern Lights because we're too far south.
Right.
And about a month ago, this Knowlton Church, we didn't know you could see the Northern Lights in all their glory. The photos that have been taken are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like, why weren't we there that night?
Yeah.
It was like all these purples and greens and pinks. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm too far south also to see it.
Yeah.
It's rare. It's like every once in a while they say they come down, and then of course, it's cloudy night.
Yeah, it's raining.
Raining, cloudy, snowy.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh well, another one we missed. So where do you guys plan to go next? Do you have any in mind, or just
Knowlton?
No, actually, like we're actually just talking about going to Knowlton, hopefully between Christmas and New Year. Like that's because we've got work during the week, so it's just but our actual investigation we have got booked for April next year, which is Fort Whitley. We've got a couple of ladies, or one of the ladies from work, and a couple of we did a charity event.
Yes,
well, we did a charity event.
We donated some tickets
to the charity event. So we've got some of our winners that are booked onto that one, so they can do a ghost hunt, which they are so excited for. God, we haven't really looked at anywhere. We have got one place.
We have,
but I can't say it just yet. Okay. It's I could say it's in London.
Yeah,
it is in London. But I can't say anything because it will give it away.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's the only clue. We're keeping everything crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yes.
Okay.
So we are. We had talks with her. Oh God, about a week ago. Because I went to London and had talks with a lady there. So yeah, it cool. It is amazing. Yeah. It is a museum, so you can go there during the day. But
it's not the Tower of London.
We wish.
We've tried. We've tried.
Yeah. But yeah, other people will say to them, like, if you have anywhere that you want to go, just let us know. We'll email them.
One of our work colleagues, actually, where her daughter works, she's started coming on at the hunts with us, and her workplace has said that we can go in there, and it's part of the old Southampton city walls from the war. So that should be quite interesting.
Much words. Yeah.
And there's our workplace as well. So we work at one place and we've got a satellite site up the road, and it used to be the old toll house for going across the water.
Okay.
There's some good activity in there.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So when I used to work there, I was a receptionist there, and I used to open up on my own. And there was these stairs, so you go up one and then you turn around the corner and you go up the second flight of stairs.
Right.
But on the middle of those stairs is a bell, like a proper ring bell. And I'm like, why is there a bell on the stairs? How random. And one day everyone knew that I was into my paranormal stuff. And one day I heard their bell go. And I was like, oh, it must be one of the ladies just come on in. So I'm calling out to them. I'm like, hello? Like, there's no one there. I checked the car park. Their cars aren't there. And I'm like, right, let's run past those stairs quickly then, because someone just rung that bell. And the thing is, I'm there from like 7:30 in the morning till 6:30 in the evening. And in the winter, when you're looking up, you're just like, just run, because you've got to turn the lights on. Whereas now we do an investigation. We do an investigation there. And we had one of the necrophonics.
Yes.
So, again, one of the phone apps. It's annoying because sometimes you get gibberish.
Yeah.
But when I always have it in flight mode, so you're supposedly not meant to be, listening to you. But we asked the spirits to repeat myself, and I said "cool beans," and it did a little laugh, and then "cool beans," and we were like,
"Did you just say cool beans? Say it again," and it went "cool beans."
And it was just like, okay, so that was just like, but the information we get there, we got the little girl.
There's a little girl in the loft.
Little girl in the loft, because that's when I used to see her. Why, I don't know, but they've got the toilets right underneath the loft hatch, and the loft hatch was open. So I'm like, I have a phobia of spiders, and so I'm sat on the toilet line thinking, I don't want a spider to come down on me. Just like, please don't. And so I'm like trying to hurry up, and I look up one day and there's a little girl sat there looking down at me, and I can dark hair, ringlets, like white dress, and then we knew we had to go there. But before we did an investigation there, years later, our boss was like, you're like the fifth person who's told me about this little girl in the loft hatch. So they've now closed the loft hatch.
Yeah. They're worried we won't get any receptionists up there now.
So when we do an investigation, we're not allowed to tell any of the staff that we've been in there. You won't have anyone working there. So, but it's just random locations.
It is. We've got Fingers in Pies with another one quite local soon. That would be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Gin. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
If we get to do it, you'll know. We just sort of get it in our heads every now and then. We just have an afternoon when we're meant to be working.
You are working.
We are.
You're working. You didn't say you're working.
We sort of do a bit of digging around and send some emails off, and then just like, oh, okay.
Our philosophy is, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I can turn up and I'll be like,
yes,
please. And they're like, oh, okay then. I'm like, yes, we're in. So, go and flatten the eyelids.
Exactly.
Ghost hunt again next April, May time.
Yes, Global Ghost Hunt we've got coming up.
We're not signed up just yet, but we will be in the new year.
But we do have our location ready.
All
right.
Brian knows where the location is. I've already told Brian.
He's been
there.
Okay. It's another amazing location. So hopefully
it
delivers.
Yes.
It delivers.
Yeah.
So now, do you guys see getting more people in your team, or would you like to keep it at a certain number?
We keep it as we are, really. We all bring something different to the game. We all have different abilities.
Yeah.
And even when we do like guest events, again, we keep it small.
Yeah.
We don't want 20 people running around.
No,
it's like 10.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Our group is obviously, we are a business, but we're non-profit, so we do like to keep. We pay with our guests as well.
Right.
So we tend to keep it. So as there's 7 of us, but if sometimes not all 7 can go, we can't always get everyone. The same night. So we then make it up with numbers with our friends and a couple of people from work. So it's normally 10 to 15, 10, 12, 15 people will go. But I've always said, we don't put a label on them as being a Ghoul Gang team, but you are an investigator. Like you're still an investigator with us.
It was really funny because the ladies at work wanted to come and they were trying to get the men to come. So the husbands, the boyfriends, they're like, no, not going. So all the ladies came. They sent them first, and once the ladies agreed with it, then the men came. And actually, do you know what? They're really quite inquisitive.
Yes, they're really into it.
One is still really quite skeptic,
which we love.
That's the best though, because if you have one of those, they could try to debunk everything. And then you'll know what's real or what's
exactly.
As I always used to say to people, especially because the groups I used to be with in the past, they do an event, so they do have like 20 to 30 people go, and you'll be split down into smaller groups, and then you would like move around the locations throughout the night. And whereas we
stick together,
we just stick together,
like to be together,
but we'll move around very slowly because there's no time structure to it. We're not an event, so
and then there's no noise pollution as well.
Because some of the locations over here, especially somewhere like Tudor House, noise pollution is quite bad because it's such an old building. It's a Tudor house. The floors will creak with one toe on it, so you could hear it down into the basement, and you could be on the top floor for that. But so keeping it as a small little group, just that's just us. And every group is to their own.
That sounds fair.
And do what we're doing. Like I say, we don't label. We've got a label.
Let me see those.
But again, that's
Let
weird.
Let me see the back. Yes, I want to see the back.
Turn it around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And that was designed by Andrea Desario.
Yeah. So that's Andrea Desario. So he's got a clothing company called Lucky Ghoul Clothing. So it's not our merchandise, but he's done jumpers for me and my mum for the Ghoul Gang. But he also does other different unique designs out there. He creates his designs himself. Very, very talented. A lot of time put into it. You can find him on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And that's Lucky Ghoul Clothing. So
all right. Now I'll put that
to show you, but I've moved it.
Mugs, t-shirts, jumpers, bags, like tote bags. They do puzzles. Oh God, what else you do?
They don't do socks.
You do hoodies, jumpers. Yeah, you do sweaters, different kind of jumpers. They were thinking about doing socks, wasn't they?
That was just a Christmas.
Just a Christmas promotion.
Yeah.
It was a Christmas promotion for socks. Yeah. But yeah, a wide variety so far. So,
but yeah, even how we came up with Ghoul Gang though
it was fate.
Yeah,
we leave a lot of our things up to fate. We all of 7 of us from the Ghoul Gang put a name in each, a serious name, and then we all had a fun name. And Mum did the fun name,
the Ghoul Gang.
And we left it. We did like the little spinny thing on the phone, so we put like it in so many times.
And we were all sat there. We could all see it.
Yeah, we did the spin, and it did it first time. Then it came up the second time, and it came up the third time, all in a row.
Like, we're the Ghoul Gang.
We're the Ghoul Gang, guys. We did it 3 times in a row. Yeah. That's it. It's the Ghoul Gang. So
I could just imagine the other side saying, "Oh, I like that one. Let it stop right there. I like that one. Let it stop right there."
And actually, when I think back now, it's like, God, the ones we had before were boring.
Yeah, I can't even remember my ones. Honestly, can't remember my ones.
I think mine was like UK Spirit Hunters. It's like that's got nothing on the Ghoul Gang.
Yeah, the Ghoul Gang. All for it.
Oh, this is very cool.
The cool
and
ghouls.
Something that people can remember easily.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because, if you start with the UK and you're like, okay, UK.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of other teams and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're very different.
Yeah, we're different.
Love being different.
that's what makes it work.
Absolutely. And with our, being different, we have a lot of positive energy.
Yeah.
And you have that on a night, you're not going to fail to communicate with the other people, the other side, because they feed off that energy, laughing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I think we were at Fort Whitley one night, and it was when we had one of our larger groups with us, and it went a bit quiet, so there was nice goading going on. And one of the guys, Kian,
one of our team
members, he shouts out, "Your mother smells like an onion bargee." That was it. We were all off, and the action started.
The cat ball was going off, the K2 was going off, and it was just like, where did you come up with that? He's like, I don't know. I just thought of mum and onion bargees. So it was a polite insult, but
he got it going
again. So,
but we just like to go and have fun. Yeah, and
I think
if we get some action, then
it's a break from the normal.
That is exactly what makes it very different.
Yeah,
because when I go, I like to go have fun. I like to go and find out the story, their real story, not the one that's written in the little brochure.
Yeah.
I talk to
the demonic or anything like that. We want the nice story.
I always say to them, let me and my mum and everybody else here, let us help your memories live on.
Exactly.
And let's share those memories for you. And we try, we get some bits. Yeah. And it's we just love it.
Yeah.
I love it because I go into these places and then I should say, okay, I'm here to report your true story.
Yeah.
And then I do the report, I give it to the owner, and then 99% of the times they have a historian go and check out all the details.
Nice.
Because then they could honestly say this was verified by the historian, yada, yada, yada. Because some people, they go in there and because something moves, oh my God, it's demonic.
Yeah.
Come on. They're just trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
And it's even like with the cat balls, you have to check around if I've just walked past it or if somebody jumps a bit further back. Is there anything coming under a door or,
we'll try and debunk everything that we can.
Exactly.
And I then say to everyone, I cannot tell you if that's paranormal. I can't.
But I can't explain it.
But I can't explain it.
Right.
And that paranormal word fits in with unexplained. And but it's not me telling you 100% that's paranormal. But we'll go with that route and let's find out who it is and let's find out who's doing it. And that's when because we have the ancestry.
Yes.
So the ancestry, when you do all your family tree, your DNA, I use that to help me find the names who I've got in this building and try, like with the historian, I try and do my own piecing together
afterwards.
I'll probably investigate it 3 to 4 times and then do the history side of it. And I match up sometimes it's not, but
it's really beautiful when it does. It's like
it's magical.
It's amazing.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So we are coming close to the end. Is there anything else we haven't spoken about that you guys want to talk?
Like equipment?
Okay.
Go
ahead. What kind of equipment do you use?
Mine's these.
Yes, I think your best is yourself.
I see color.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mainly can prescribe. Sorry, I do meds. I'm a pharmacy tech.
Oh, so you were prescribing. Okay.
I'm a qualified drug dealer. Sorry. So I describe it as like peacock colors. The purples, the greens, and the blues, and things like that.
Yeah.
And I get a really warm leg when
always,
something happens.
Yeah, if something's kicking off, Mum's like, literally just before it kicks off, Mum's like, I've got a warm leg. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, here we go. And equipment will start going off.
Yeah.
Because her hot legs come involved. And
whereas you see things visually, sort of outlines. And
so I can see, sometimes I can't always see if it's a face, but I can tell you if that's a woman or a man.
Right.
I will see that dark, it's like a dark hooded cloak sometimes that person hiding behind that cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, just come on out, just don't hide, just come and join us, like come and join the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will smell, I can hear. Sorry, you smelling something? Is it? Oh,
Sorry.
As soon as I said I
Said
could smell
smell.
something, I can hear my partner's nose going. But then other equipment, obviously, yeah, best is yourself.
Yeah.
But then people don't have. Well, people do, but they don't.
They don't trust it. They don't
Yeah.
trust it.
Perfect. Well, I love that.
They don't.
So obviously we have the equipment out. The famous catwalls, as we've spoken about.
Yeah.
K2 meters. Gansfield is my favorite. So if people don't know what the Gansfield is, with the spirit box, the headphones, the blindfold, Estes method.
Yeah,
absolutely love that. That's where Mum had her hair pulled at when she mentioned. We were at Manor Farm, an amazing location.
Yes. Unfortunately, we can't go there anymore. They've stopped groups going.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got a church, and you can hear. All I could hear was white noise.
Mm-hmm. And because you had the Gansfield the spirit box on,
and next minute my head went like, I'm like, okay, thank you very much. You can have your head.
So we'll skip to while she was on the headphones, we're talking very, very quietly like this. And I said, if you can hear me, can you pull my mum's hair? Next minute, within probably about 30 seconds from that's when you went, nope. And we were like, what happened? Nope. My hair got pulled. And we were like, right, okay. Meant to explain why now, because we asked for it.
Yeah.
And it happened. So
I didn't ask for it.
I asked for it. You did. I've never asked for that again, though. Don't bully my mum.
You can't. You cannot wear those things anymore, blindfolds anymore. Not with her around.
No. Just do it instead now.
I got my brother to do it. Yeah. But equipment, I think just anything. We just use anything that we can use as a trigger object.
Children's toys and rattles, because remember the old rattles that used to have the bells on?
Yeah.
So we got one of them recently, and we tied it to the gate of the mausoleum
on the Global Ghost Hunt.
The Global Ghost Hunt, and we didn't catch it on video, but we all went. Did that bell just ring? Because
it sounded like, because it is famous for the gate opening.
For the gate opening,
right?
And but it's because it's got a big latch on the top of it, so it was like, well, we all
heard it
at the same time. So
yeah.
But yeah, anything, guys, use anything. People are used to their home lively things like candles,
baby monitors.
We've just got, because people are used to all sorts within their home. Just use it.
Exactly.
If it's cheap, we'll buy it.
Yes. Oh my god, it's so
I am good with that.
Yes.
And besides, they all work differently, so whatever it is could give you an answer. And not, so they know how to work all that stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
100%. And Ouija boards, we do. I own 3. Yeah, 3. You own 1. We only ever use them in places that some places over here you're not allowed to use them. Especially like when we're in Manor.
It's very rare that we
use them. But it's very rare that we use them. But if we do, very respectful, Lord's Prayers in, Lord's Prayers out. I explain to people that they're not dangerous. We will use them with respect. And and we've had some results.
It's just a communication.
Yeah.
But as long as you remember to close them.
Yes.
Properly.
Oh, yes.
Because that's the biggest problem with
the Antiques Centre.
A location is the Antique Paranormal Research and the Antiques Paranormal Research Centre. That's the name.
We will be going there again in the new year.
Yes.
That's another chat. For the other day.
We
Ryan,
you ladies got to come back for that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was the coming out of the Ouija board that reminded me, because they have a live medium that's there all the time, and they don't close the board down.
No, but they have it for that reason.
You're free to use it, but not to close it.
Yeah.
So that was what reminded me. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah,
we're definitely out of time. Thank you. And I just want to say, stay on for a second. I just want to say thank you to the audience. And as always, we send you love. We send you blessings. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you.